hydrogen, no, oxide dihydrate, whatever you want to fucking call it, is first off made of hydrogen and oxygen atoms. They're not composed of water. To say that something is composed of water
Water
would
consists
be,
of water. A glass of water consists of a glass of water.
H2O consists of H2O, meaning that water is
Yeah.
wet.
H2O. Okay.
Wait, Spencer,
No,
where did you read
Spencer.
this on Merriam-Webster's dictionary?
Literally
It's
go to
literally the first
Merriam-Webster's
line.
dictionary. It's the
1A.
first line of it.
I clicked on
Definition
the-
1A.
Definition of wet.
Realize-
Consisting
do you
Spencer,
of...
it said wait, no, everyone shut up. Everyone shut up. Time out. Spencer, it says consisting of, containing, covered with, or soaked with liquid. And they're saying
Consisting of.
Shut up. They said the example of the liquid is water. That's not what they're saying, Spencer. You
Danny,
said it completely
does
different.
Water consists
Danny, does
of water.
H2O consist of H2O?
No,
know
Spencer,
what they
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that
Hold
you
on.
were wrong. That's not
Alright.
what the dictionary says.
No.
That's what the
Quiet, everyone-
Merriam-Webster
everyone
dictionary
They gave an
says.
example of a liquid
Everyone-
being water, not saying
everyone
that water
quiet, okay?
is wet.
Danny.
Definition of wet is
I'm gonna-
consisting of.
Alright, Spencer, everyone quiet. I'm gonna dumb this down for you, Danny, okay?
Yeah, what about
Consisting
we're
of.
done?
Consisting of. What does that mean? It has so-called thing inside of it. Okay? In it. It is it.
Literally no
such
one
as
says water
water.
is wet, except
Water
for you idiots.
You guys
Is
got the wrong-
in water.
You guys got the wrong.
Water is water.
Yeah,
Water is wet.
water consists of water. If you're telling me that H2O does not consist of H2O, then you are retarded.
Spencer, that's like okay. Hold on.
You guys are the retarded ones. You think that
Yeah,
water is
You
wet.
guys are the actual fucking.
Look, click on the link I just sent you.
You are providing zero factual evidence of
Click
how
on the
my
link I
argument
just
is
sent
wrong.
you. Charlie,
Okay, you
Charlie,
need to
you think
prove
that your
actual
statement is a fact. It's not a fact. It's just you being stupid.
Charlie,
But you're providing no
But I'm
factual
saying, I
evidence
know,
to prove
I
me
don't
wrong.
need facts. I need to say that you're wrong.
No, Danny, you're saying I'm
No, I'm
giving
saying that you're an
I'm
idiot.
giving a
That's what I'm
scientific
saying.
argument, and
You're
you're saying
so
no, you're wrong,
stupid.
and you have no
Okay,
evidence
no,
against it.
No, you're
give me,
so
give me,
dumb.
Give me 15 minutes to explain my point of view in all of this matter. And
Did
it'll
you just say
probably sway-
15 minutes?
How about dumb it down to like 5?
Okay, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Think about it. Okay, water molecules, H2O. That's a component. That's water. Multiple particles of H2O. That creates a body of water. Now, if you
Actually, no. One molecule of H2O is gas. So
we're talking about liquid water because
yeah, liquid. It has to be
Liquid.
multiple molecules.
multiple
Liquid
molecules
water.
and so-
Liquid water actually consists of 6 molecules.
There you go.
If we're being completely
Okay. So
Completely
anything less than
scientific.
6 is a gas.
yes, anything less than
Yeah.
6
And we're talking about
molecules is
liquid
a
water.
gas.
Okay,
Yes.
John, continue.
Okay, so if these 6 molecules are within its own state, within just space, vacuum, well, not a vacuum, but whatever.
Then it would be
just-
gas.
Okay,
Shut
okay.
up, I'm trying to explain myself. You guys just haven't fucking left me 5 minutes. If you leave it by itself with other kinds of itself, it is still a single body of water. It is not considered multiple bodies of just water. You merge these, not merge, but whatever. You unite these molecules or particles, or you call them, of water, and then you get a bigger picture. To put this in a stupid kind of way, if you put water on a shirt, it's wet because it consists of shirt and water. It includes both of them. In order for something to be wet, 2 things have to become something that is wet. For example, shirt, water, wet shirt.
What about water and water?
Wet
water.
water.
Shut up, Spencer.
Wet
It has to be
water.
okay.
Wet
Wet.
water.
When you
Like
describe something as
we're
wet,
disproving your entire argument right here.
no, no. When
Water
you describe
touching
something
water.
as wet,
Water.
when you describe something as wet, all right, it needs to have a solid and a
No, it
liquid.
doesn't.
Yes, it
This is getting
does.
fucking
Find it.
intense.
Find where something says you
I
have to have a
just sent
solid.
you the link.
She actually did, which is what you.
Yeah, and look at the definition that I sent you. Consisting of, containing, covered with, or
Consisting-
soaked
Yeah,
with.
that means
Water
it has
consists
water.
of water.
That means there is a liquid
Spencer.
there, but it's
so
not
you
just
just
liquid.
said you just admitted you're wrong.
No, I said
Water
that there's a
consists of
liquid
water,
there,
therefore it's wet.
and there's a liquid. When you say there's something wet, it means there's a liquid on it.
You need to have 2 things, and one of the things has to be water. That's what consisting means. In order to have both of these definitions, you need to have something that's consisting of, which means that it's something that's not water or something that's not a liquid, and then have water in it. For example,
Where are you finding this? That
I
something
look at the
to be
link.
wet
You have
has
not
to be
clicked on
not
this
water.
link and read the paper.
it's an
Okay, Danny,
example
that's-
such as water. An example such as water. It can be
All right,
oil.
I don't
it
think
can
we
be-
can go off of definitions anymore because Danny, you sent the link that says it has to be solid. Spencer sent the link that it
No,
says
because
consisting
Spencer
of, where
sent a
other
link
things
describing what wet is, but he doesn't understand
don't. Consisting
what the
of
definition
water.
actually says.
Water consists of water, does it not?
No, it's not consisting of
So
liquid.
a chocolate bar does not have chocolate in it.
Oh my god, it's a different thing, you
Chocolate
It's literally the same
Oh my
example.
god.
Charlie.
So you're saying H2O is
You're
not made
so
of H2O.
stupid.
Charlie,
It's
Charlie,
ridiculous.
Charlie, no,
You're
no.
telling me that H2O
Charlie,
is not made of
Charlie,
two
you're not
hydrogen atoms
answering
and
me.
one oxygen atom.
I never
Charlie.
said that, but that's not what wet
too.
is.
You two, stop. Okay, so you're telling me that if an entity is by itself, it should have its own kind of state, right? Because you say that
If-
chocolate is not chocolate,
If
right?
an entity is what?
If you're saying that if an entity or a thing is by of itself, it should be its own state. For example,
My keyboard is my keyboard. You can't say
Yes.
that it's
Look
not.
at the link
Water
I just sent
is
you.
water. My mouse is my mouse. My 3 pocket knives sitting on my
Why
desk
is
are
water
my 3
wet?
pocket
That's
Water
knives.
isn't
different,
wet.
Charlie.
It's
You just
water
Let's
said-
say
is
no.
water.
No, if
Spencer,
we
you
went by
just said
Wait,
I'm
John,
proving myself.
How is
hold
am I
on.
proving
If
myself
we're going
wrong?
by what Charlie's saying,
Everyone
then
look at the time right
If
now,
we're
I'm just
going
saying.
by what Charlie's saying, then he's saying that water is
9/11.
water, which means that it's water. That's what you're saying. Wet is a different word.
No, we're arguing about the consisting of part, okay? Water has water in it. H2O has H2O
Are you
in
saying
it. That's what it's
chocolate?
made
Chocolate
of.
has. Oh my. Okay, not
Chocolate
chocolate.
has
That doesn't
chocolate
work.
in it.
That's
It's
made
what
of
it's
different
made of.
ingredients. Think of an element. All right. You can't say that like
H2O.
fluoride has fluoride in it. All right, like that's so stupid.
Consisting of fluoride.
No, we're not
'cause that's
saying
what it
consisting
is.
of. When you say something's wet,
Danny,
it means
that's
it's
what we're
consisting
arguing
of a
about.
liquid
Look at-
and a solid.
Consisting of. That's what we're arguing
No,
about.
because
okay?
you're saying
Actually-
because you're saying consisting of. You read the definition like wrong. You're not saying it's not saying consisting of water. It doesn't mean it has to be. It can be only water. It means it has to be two things.
Consisting of, and then at the end in parentheses, such as water.
Yeah, because they're
Yeah.
saying an example of a liquid.
It is, for example, let's think. Of
Soaked
this.
with a liquid such as
Yes.
water.
Water
So
can
if-
be soaked with water.
A liquid such as water.
Oh my
Charlie,
god, you're so
consisting
stupid,
of
Charlie.
Water.
Charlie, I'm gonna ask you a very trivial question to this conversation. When
Oh,
we're talking about
I
liquid,
think I have to take my dogs out.
no, Charlie. When we're talking about liquids, what's the usual adjective that people give a liquid?
Wet.
Liquid?
Yes. No. What the fuck?
Why don't you answer that? Because we're all confused here.
Okay. A liquid is it's not dry. It's how to put it. It creates wet things. Okay. Liquid by itself is in a neutral state because it cannot be wet or it can't be dry because it's a thing that makes things wet. In order to make
Could you go check? Alright, keep going, John. I think I do.
So if you're telling me that water is wet, it means that all the water particles have its own entity, and there is something that tells them their own identity, and there is a section of water that is not dry, that isn't dry, and that is actually wet, which by of itself it's stupid because it has to be neutral state because it is not wet or dry. It makes things wet. You can't have wet water. Liquid makes things wet. Okay, you understand that? You understand that fact? It is
Yes,
a neutral
water
state
makes
by
things
itself.
wet.
It is a
Liquid.
neutral state, so it is neither wet or dry. It is the entity by of
But
makes wet.
where is your counter argument to my claim? Two water okay, in Spencer's example, 6. Okay, it takes 6 molecules of H2O to create liquid water.
God.
So they're all touching each other. They're all covered in each other. Water touching water. That water is touching the other water.
Is there any
Both
dry
waters are wet.
Is there any dry surface between the molecules that considers it dry and therefore makes it wet?
Well, if you really want to
A
go
singular
into it, every-
molecule
Okay, I think
water
that's something.
is dry.
Something has to be dry for it to be wet,
Well,
right?
A
are you
singular
telling me that a
molecule of
singular
And
water,
water
which
is
a
never
gas,
wet.
is dry.
Yeah,
That's
are you
checkmate.
telling me that
That's
that water
Water
is
is
not
never
dry?
dry. Okay.
If you're saying water is never
Liquid
dry,
water
meaning
is
that it's
not
wet.
dry.
If you're
Yeah,
saying
I know.
liquid
Gaseous
I
water
know.
is
You
not
just said it.
dry,
Liquid
it's
water
wet.
is not dry because you need something to be dry for it to be wet.
And are you telling me that a singular water molecule is not wet?
A
That's
singular
not.
water molecule is a singular
A singular
molecule of
H2O
H2O
molecule is
is a
gas.
gas, which
Gas
is by itself. It is dry because nothing's covering it. Or with this definition, you can consider it wet
That's
because it's
actually not true.
consisting of
Gas can
water.
be
But
moist. Gas can have water particles. And look
well,
at that.
yeah,
I asked
if
everyone on my streaks. Water isn't wet. Water makes stuff wet. You can't have it be wet if it makes other things
their
wet.
opinion doesn't mean anything
It
unless it has
does.
facts to
It's
It
not.
does. You
support
don't
it.
have
All this
facts,
is
Charlie. You're
opinions.
making things up.
Danny, you're
I'm
making
making
things
things
as
up.
well.
You're taking actual like scientific terms or whatever, all right, and you're creating them into your own definition.
How about you don't want to accept it and you're just telling me no, you're wrong?
No, because I know you're wrong, and water cannot be wet. I already
How
told
am
you
I
something
wrong then?
has to be dry for it to ever be wet.
How are my scientific examples wrong?
That's
Explain
not
to me
right.
how.
You can't separate two water molecules, all right?
Yes,
You
you
can't just say
can.
that they're wet.
You can separate two water molecules.
No, you can't just say that they're wet now. Oh, God,
How
this
is
is
it that
so
you can't say that
stupid.
water is wet?
If you were to
I have to take
ask,
my dogs out. I'll
if
be
you
right
were to
back.
ask everyone on Earth, they would all say you're retarded.
Actually, 50% of the population says that water is wet. 50% says that it's not wet.
No, you guys are just retarded.
No, it's literally
Yes.
no, Danny.
Yes, because water can't be wet. It
How
has
can
to be
water
dry first.
how can water
Because you
not be
need
wet?
something to compare it to. You don't know that it's gonna be. You don't know that it's wet unless you have it being dry.
Okay, first of all, Danny, five. Okay, let's just say 5 molecules of H2O, right? That would be steam and/or gas, right? Steam itself. Steam is a evaporation of water at a hot temperature. Hot, meaning that the steam is heating up and it's not wet. Meaning that when multiple water comes
Steam is
together,
still wet. What are you talking about?
steam is wet, that means water is wet. There you go.
No, it doesn't.
You literally just said it yourself that steam is wet, that means
No.
water is wet.
Oh my god.
You literally just said steam is wet.
No. Oh my god.
You literally just said steam is wet though, Danny.
No, I hate all of you. You're so stupid.
You said
Because
it
water
yourself.
can't be wet.
But why is steam wet?
Steam isn't wet. It's just water molecules in the air. And then when it touches your skin is wet. Wet is used to describe something that's covered in water. Water cannot be covered in water.
Water
Water is
consists
just
of
next
water.
to water. Molecules, they're not covered. They're just next to each other.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they consist
I'm
of
saying
water.
that.
Water consists of water, Danny. Is that not true?
Oh my god, it doesn't consist of water. Water consists of hydrogen and oxygen. That's what it
Yes,
consists of.
that's what it consists of. And you're telling me that hydrogen and 2 oxygen molecules don't consist of 1 hydrogen and 2 oxygen models. Meaning
You
water
just said
consists of
complete
water.
gibberish. You just said hydrogen and oxygen consist of hydrogen and oxygen.
Exactly.
They're elements. They can't consist of anything.
If
The lowest form of I don't know, things.
of covalent bonds.
I don't know.
Yes, it's covalent bonds.
Any intelligent person would say water isn't wet. The only reason it's 50-50 is because America's stupid.
It's the whole world.
Yeah, the world is pretty idiotic. There's a lot of dumb people. Oh my god.
Debate.org. 49.9% of people say that it's wet. 50.1% say that it's dry or not wet. Water molecules are surrounding other water molecules to make water. So what doesn't that mean? So that doesn't mean water is H2O. H2O is wet because it surrounds by itself. Is that not true? Does water not surround itself? That. Pasting it in the Discord.
I have no idea what you just said.
Water molecules are surrounding other molecules. Just read that.
Why did John leave? He was
'Cause
making some good points.
he's making some
He was thinking
bad
more
points.
clearly than I am.
Because you admitted that steam is wet.
No! Oh my god.
While I was rambling on, you confessed to yourself that steam is wet.
No, I did not confess anything, Spencer, because steam is not wet.
Then why did
That was
you
an
say
accident.
steam is wet? Uh-huh.
Because it means the air is wet.
The air is wet.
Yeah, that's different.
How is that different?
Because steam is not air,
considered
Spencer.
air consists of oxygen
Because
and
steam is
oxygen,
when there's a
nitrogen.
bunch. Steam is when there's a high amount, or whatever it's called, high quantity of water molecules in the air, making the air wet. Because why the air is dry, and when you have water on something that's dry, it makes it wet. Because you need something to be dry as a base.
Okay, then how exactly is air dry in itself?
Well, it's not completely dry.
Air consists of hydrogen and oxygen and nitrogen. Air consists of a lot of different things, making air wet itself.
No! You're
Yes.
so stupid!
I'm back.
Okay, so I was rambling on to Danny, and Danny.
No, and I said something that was wrong. Right?
Danny said that steam is wet, making
No,
water
because the
wet.
the air is wet, and air and water make the steam.
Okay, let's look up what does air consist of.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna leave at this point.
Air,
I hate both of you.
'Cause
You guys
you're
are so
wrong.
stupid.
air
No,
consists
'Cause
of
you
'cause I'm
know you're
tired of
wrong.
arguing with idiots.
nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, and some other gases, making it what making it water, making it air. Okay, when steam when steam is in the air, it is wet. Okay, the air
As long as it has more than one molecule.
well, if it's gas, like steam itself. Steam itself, Danny said himself that is wet.
Well, are we going with the consisting of or covered in?
If it's the consisting of, air consists of steam molecules, and steam molecules itself is wet.
Then yeah.
If air consists of multiple H2O molecules, even though it's in steam form, then yes, air is wet.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I've been recording for the past 18 minutes and posting this on YouTube whenever we're done debating this.
Jude also said no, and Jude is really smart. So,
Okay, where's the scientific evidence?
what evidence do you have?
Have you
think
not
you
been
do,
listening
but
to
you
me?
don't have any. You're making things up.
Okay, disprove my theory.
God.
Disprove
'Cause
it.
if you take your said water molecule, right, and you have another one, right, and you separate them, but
Which
like it's
before
still
you
water.
said you can't separate them, which now you're saying you
No,
can
I never
separate
said
them,
you can't
so
separate them.
you said that
No,
before,
I said if
but
you
keep
separate
going.
them, it's
keep,
still
keep,
water.
Keep going.
Water
keep going,
isn't
keep
wet.
going.
Now, let's see what Jude's saying.
Wait, Spencer, did you hear that?
It makes things wet, but water itself isn't. IDK Corbett talked about it a while ago. Oh, well.
How do you
Where'd
make a?
Spencer go?
I'm right here.
What? Yeah.
How do you make a poll on Instagram?
I don't know.
No, we're not starting this again, Spencer. And no one looks at your Instagram anyway.
I have a meme page with like 1.2k followers.
Of course you have a meme
I have a
page.
meme page with like 2 point something followers, but none of them are fucking active.
How the fuck do you make a poll on Instagram?
I don't know. Look it up.
Oh my god.
What?
Nothing.
Put it up on your Snapchat story, Spencer.
Wait, I'm making a poll on Instagram.
I mean, I have no friends, so I'll get like 2 responses.
Post it on your
No, my meme page is fucking shadow banned, so
Wait, how is it shadow banned?
cause I use the bot for followers.
Oh my god! Just watch the video. It makes so much sense.
What video?
The one I sent
The black guy talking
with
No,
about
with
water?
Chaz
that
Smith.
fucking that guy makes
Once
all
and for
his
all.
arguments can
My
be
answer?
like you can
Oh yeah.
argue
Okay.
against.
Okay.
Water's not
Okay.
wet!
Okay.
I'll
Fire,
tell you why.
right?
To
Fire
say
burns
that
things, but
something
would you
is
say
wet
fire is
means that
burnt?
the water on
So
the
you-
surface of that something can
I've
be
seen that argument, so you're
riddled.
saying you
get
agree
caught
with that
outside in
with
the
that
rain. You
fire
say,
analogy
"Oh,
to
my
water?
hair got wet. Water is
I'm
water."
saying, do you think fire is burnt?
Right? We know that.
He in his next video admits that that analogy is not proportional to the water argument.
But this is. It is proportional.
He literally in his next video admits that it's not proportional to the water argument, okay? So
Is
you're
water-
agreeing with
Fine.
something
I'll
that
watch
does
the
not
next
make
one.
sense.
Fine. I'll watch the
Okay,
next one.
Danny, is
No,
wood
shut up, I'm
is
watching the
wood
next one.
hard and is fire hot?
I'm watching the next one.
Is wood hard and is fire hot?
Because fire requires a gas to be burnt, creating the fire. That's a whole different argument than water is water, it's covered in water, it's wet. It's a whole different argument.
But still, are you saying, Danny? Are you saying that wood is hard and or wood?
I'm not listening at all. I'm watching this video.
Okay then.
Everything that guy says is fucking wrong.
Is wood hard and is fire hot?
And I can
Charlie?
disprove every single part of it. Danny, you think you have this argument,
I'm still watching this video.
but
I
trust me,
still
I have
can't hear
done
you.
way more
Still
research
can't hear you.
than any one of us
I
has.
still can't hear you.
And I have
I
mastered this
still
argument.
can't hear you.
And you just don't want to accept science as reality. Just like Bill Nye. Fucking gender is on a spectrum. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Okay, so far 10 people saw my poll on Instagram and they all said water is wet.
I mean, honestly, polls and people saying it is or it isn't gonna help.
It's
'cause
not
we need,
it's not really gonna help,
we
but
need
it's
reasoning.
out there. We do need reasoning.
What are you laughing about?
Oh my god.
Danny, you still watching that video or have you given up?
I think Danny gave up.
Yeah, I think he gave up.
Okay, people, so this is the end of the 25-minute water is wet debate. Um, yeah.